Oh gosh.
It got me into the cast off, so I assume it was good.
Did the cast off actually ever?
Nope.
Did Benson ever finish it? No.
I think it's coming back.
Oh,
No way.
It's saying loading video.
Loading video.
Okay, I'm gonna shut up.
Yes. We're back. I
I
think.
think it's back, kind of.
Oh, I see me.
we're frozen. Or wait,
No, it's coming. I say it's
Yeah.
moving.
it looks like Hitch is frozen. Maybe he's just sitting really, really still.
Yeah,
his eyes moved.
I
He's
wasn't-
alive.
I wasn't prepared for this.
It was like Hitch was like this, and I was like, "Wait, is he frozen?
We're good.
What are you doing, Blaze?" I'm looking at the delay, so I see you just lifting your arms up.
It's good. I don't know what I was doing.
All right, so we're back for some reason. LOL killed us. Okay, next question: who is better, Scumpii or Karma?
Oh,
Karma has $2 million championships.
Good point. That's like the LeBron Kobe argument.
That's true. That's true.
No answers. Nobody. Just it's
I
too
would
hard.
have to say
Like raw skill? Like raw skill? Or like how
Sure.
much money they've made?
If you could pick up only one of them for your team, who would you pick up?
Scumpii.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was quick. Because you need that optic green wall power. Grow your fan
Oh,
base like that.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Kingdom.
Hey, my top 3 videos all have Scumpii's face on them. I mean, it's got to be
He's
something.
adorable.
It's got to be
He's adorable.
something to that redhead. Fatty, you were gonna say something. That you,
I would have to say Karma. I just think Karma comes in clutch a little bit more. But I don't know. Like I would love to have them both on the same team.
oh, that would be bananas.
That would be epic.
Fair.
Of course, then people would be like, "Oh, you can't have JCap and Proofy on the same team." Well,
Okay, well,
probably
let
say that on
me
there.
ask you guys this: if you owned Complexity and you had a chance to trade STiKS or TP for Scump, would you do it?
No. God, no.
That would
STiKS and
ruin the
TP.
dynamic.
STiKS and TP have been teaming since I was a little girl, man. Like, they've been teaming together forever.
And you blocked
I'm so
a gorgeous,
confused.
gorgeous woman.
Since you were a little girl.
I don't know.
yeah,
if you guys
that
know.
change. Let's see if that helps my.
Oh,
They've
that
been
was
teaming
funny.
together. It's crazy. They are the duo.
You know that they've
Oh, yeah.
won, especially now that they won COD Champs, they have been in 26 tournaments together and they have won 13. So they've literally won half of the tournaments they've entered as a duo
It's crazy, man.
over a 3-year period.
That's
It's ridiculous.
ridiculous.
Like, how, that's so, and now, yeah, of course, 10 or 11 of those were in the last year. But, because they didn't win that much when they first started. But staying together, they're the best duo that actually shows that makes a difference, I guess. You know?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Long
yeah.
term, it
I
does
agree.
something. All right, so I guess
Do you want some? I don't know if these are up to date, but some
Stats?
KD ratios.
go ahead.
Crim
no.
6 is.
it just-
Oh no, it's fine.
Oh.
It's pausing. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, just pop back. Okay.
All right. Crim 6 and STiKS were at the top for KD at 1.29 and 1.28. Karma was at 1.2. I don't see Scump was 1.09. TP was 1.10.
Wait. Scump was 1.09?
That's what it says on this brackets only leaderboard.
Wow.
So in that sense, I would take Karma, and I would take anybody because everybody did better than him according to this. So
Well, you know what sucks is that I would normally always, back before Scump left Optic, I would say I would hands down take Scumpii over Karma because of his loyalty. But I said it in a video before Scump left. I said the reason why they dropped JCap is because they know Scump would leave. But I didn't, part of me was like, Scump's not leaving Optic. And then lo and behold, he's like, hey, I'm out of here. Let me go over to Envy. And he learned and he came back. But what are you doing?
You don't leave
Go
the
back
green
in your
room.
room. Yeah, well, you do, and then they dislike your videos like crazy. This dude was getting like
Oh,
1,000 dislikes per video, and it was ridiculous.
who Scumps was?
Yeah,
Wow.
the dislike ban was huge when he left
And it-
Optic.
Maybe that's why he went back, so his YouTube would do better.
Oh, I'm sure.
He didn't want to lose to Nade. He's growing faster than Nade, so eventually, if he keeps going at this rate, he'll outgrow him. But I guess we'll see. This weekend solidified. You guys think this is a true statement? Somebody said, this guy Francisco Robles, he said, not a question, just a statement. This weekend solidified that every team is just fighting for second. Complexity is too good.
I think so.
I think to some extent.
Is it really? I mean, is it going to get boring watching that?
No.
I don't think so.
Them if they just keep winning every tournament?
I thought the finals was boring.
Because at some point,
boring.
At some point, someone's going to come out of nowhere and just destroy them in a finals.
Yeah, but they got to win more than once. They've lost before, but then they got right back on the winning wagon. That's exactly what they just did. SB beat them. Mm-hmm. Bam. It was just fuel for the fire. Like, they got back to winning again. Guys! Close the door if you're going to scream like that. Kids are crazy, man. Who's dad? Some parent.
Quit feeding them crap.
No. Okay, so
like, here's some Smarties before dinner.
Yeah.
Get in your room. I was beefing with this guy, Adam Saxton, not like real beef, but on Twitter. We were going back and forth. He basically stated that Rambo was the most overrated player. And I said, no, he's the most underrated player. I was like, people don't understand the value of someone as smart as him and that knows as much as him. Like someone that could really kind of hone in study and get him to play like he did and listen to his teammates. An 18-year-old that just, same thing that happened to Miracles last year. Like, just in his first major tournament like that, his first huge tournament, his first COD Champs. Go put those away. His first COD Champs, he walks out with $50,000, and so, and I think study wouldn't be there if he didn't learn how to listen to Rambo. And I remember Merck made a video about it and said, Rambo talks to study the most, he tells him things the most, not be stubborn. And it was amazing to me when study, after they left yesterday, bracket play, and they were going to get ready for today, and they interviewed study, and he said, there was some map where he was like, the reason we lost Octane whatever domination is because I pushed up too far. That was my mistake. It's always good to hear a player who could turn into a hot-headed, I'm the best, blah, blah, blah type of player. But he kind of honed himself in, and he's become humble. He's become an Envy player. And I think that has to be attributed to Rambo. And what I was telling this guy on Twitter is that Envy wouldn't be in second if they didn't have Rambo not coaching and on the sticks, in game talking and keeping them engaged and knowing what he knows. And so I just kind of wanted to get your guys' opinion is, because this guy said Rambo was washed basically, and so I just want to get your guys' opinion on Rambo in general.
Rambo gets so much slack because everyone seems to think like he doesn't have any gun skill either, and that's really not the case at all. But it's like you said. I mean, he can coach pretty much any player, and once they start to think like him and realize they need to have one player on the team that's basically going to be that driving force and that voice, he can turn anybody, like you said, he can turn anybody into a fantastic player. So,
yeah, that's real.
I don't think until you don't place top 2 at $1 million tournament, I don't think anyone can call you washed. I feel like that's a little bit of a obvious statement.
Yeah. Well, my statement. No, I'm not coming. My statement was he broke something. He wants me to see what happened to it. So it's like my statement was that you can't be washed. Like if you're washed, you don't get second. Like you don't. Not at this tournament. Like you're not washed, and then you go into the losers bracket and win all the way up to the finals. Like that doesn't happen. You don't beat TK, you don't beat Optic, you don't beat SD after losing to them in the winners bracket. You don't do all of that and beat daughters and all that kind of stuff. You don't do that if you're washed. And so I disagree strongly. So before I talk about some of the matches, what would you guys? Well, we don't even go there. That's too obvious. Okay, so I'm gonna ask for everybody to tell me at least one roster change that you think might happen following COD Champs.
Oh boy!
And I'm gonna start with Fatty.
All right.
Give me at least one.
I think Curse LV. No, just kidding. Let's see. Out of the people that were there, I think we will see FaZe change rosters up. I don't know what they'll do, but I think FaZe could see something different. I don't think Optic will change.
Yeah.
Embo's. Some people said he did really horrible. The matches I got to see, I thought he was awesome. So
he did really well.
Yeah,
and he's one of those selfless players. I mean, like about Rambo, selfless players don't have the best KD, and that's why TP is so amazing because he still has a damn good KD, even though he's doing all the crappy work when it comes down to it. But Mbos is one of those players, really smart, and yeah. So I don't think optics are going to change. The only way Envy would change is if Rambo decides to go into a coaching position, which I think he still wants to play.
Yeah, he does. He does. I think the thing that happens in these tournaments that I think is funny is that realistically, winning doesn't mean you won't change rosters. Like we've learned that from Complexity, we've learned that from Unite. It doesn't just because you win, it doesn't mean you're not going to change rosters. And a lot of teams that finish like TK, I don't think they should change their roster. But when you finish so far out of not only your own but everyone's expectations, like it has to be really hard on them. Like I remember Parasite was tweeting this morning. He's like, "Hey, I'm waiting for you guys in the lobby," and Sharp was like, "We haven't even showered yet," and the matches were about to start. It's like you feel defeated and you feel like we got to change something, or we're not going to keep up with everybody else. And how do you beat Complexity? You have to build something that can beat them. I honestly thought, and I think everybody did, that TK was the best comprised team of players that could beat Complexity.
That's what I thought.
But I guess Envy had other things in mind. I didn't think they were going to lose to Envy. I thought that was the end of Envy's tournament, like in the losers bracket when they faced TK. I was like, oh, okay, it was a fun road, Envy. No, we're going to get second. I mean, that was just amazing. And I think that Optic and Envy both kind of surprised me the way they stepped up. I still think the Envy roster is weird, but I guess it works. So Hitch, give me one roster change that you think might happen.
I don't think any of the top four or all the way up to FaZe, I don't think any of them should change their bracket or change their team just because. I mean, why would you? You place so well, and there's such a small skill gap in not only this game but Call of Duty in general. Then why would you want to change things around instead of just work towards getting better, like fix some things instead of having to start all the way over? But what I think might happen is that you might see. I mean, people are talking about it in the chat right now, but you might see some people come over from overseas, maybe getting some team house. I'm not sure. People are talking about Swanee. Swanee's obviously a monster. Slumber, the guy on Revenge, he is a tank as well. And you might see some of these people start to play for some of the North American teams.
Yeah. I agree. So, you know what, Blaze? I'm just going to give you the harder question. Where the heck does Killa land? Like, what team does he end up on?
Where does he land?
Yeah. Where does Killa go? Like, who picked him up?
Well, referring to your last question, I'm really starting to think Clayster might leave.
Oh my gosh! I hope that doesn't happen.
Only because he made a tweet earlier saying like it's not about the money, blah blah blah. He's all about winning and all this stuff. So if he were to leave,
that would be bad.
I wouldn't be surprised if Optic tried to pick up Killa. And Killa wouldn't. I mean, I know it'd be a really weird mixture, but I don't know.
Wait.
It's not like you need an anchor player.
You think Optic Killa could be real?
Yeah.
He would have to turn up his slaying game. He'd actually have to do the Killa-ing.
Yeah.
I don't think...
And he could do that, though.
I think the roster that Optic has to pick up Killa, then they would have to drop Embo. Like, I think that they have too similar of roles. Killa's just does it differently. And if you pick up Killa as Optic, you literally have one player that is probably going to go off and always be the top player like Scump. And then you have Killa, Nade, and Bose, who are kind of unpredictable. Nade's going to have some great S&Ds and things like that. But I think when this argument first came up about Killa being on Optic, it was like him and EnVyus just they play similar roles. Killa just gets in people's faces better. He's a little more aggressive at it. EnVyus is a little slower, so he'll get more kills. He'll go 20 and 10. Killa might go 25 and 25, because he just dies a lot, but he gets a lot of kills at the same time.
Yeah.
And he's that annoying slayer, But I think, I think if Killa goes on Optic, then they would have to drop EnVyus, which, of course I don't want to see. I think EnVyus has proved, people are like, he's got to be more consistent. Hitch, I know you said that yesterday, but I think he did a good job today. I think he did pretty good. And Optic finished higher than, I really think Clayster he should just solidify himself. I'm staying with the green wall. I'm loving the notoriety, the growth. I like all the fanboys and everything, and I'm just gonna walk this out. I think changing that would, in the long run, not be good for him, for Clayster, because I don't know where the heck he would go.
Yeah.
I mean, where could I see him? I have no idea. Like complexity. So if I had to pick a roster change, I like your phase answers, Fatty. I think that was pretty good. I think that phase definitely might move some things around. I just don't know who they move and who they pick up. Maybe they try to get Killa. Maybe we get phase Killa. I think that I honestly think I was telling Tipsy. I DM'd him and I said, because there was a chance where there was these tweets making it look like Just had dropped him, and then he said, I can't even explain, but I'm staying with this team until PAX or until Anaheim or something. And Neslo was going to leave, and then now he's staying because the way the trades and the free agents and all that stuff works, you got to think before you leave a team these days because you might not have one. And if you're going to sketch, you got to sketch for real. You can't be like, well, I'm going to leave and find another team, because if another team doesn't pick you up, you end up like Too Quick, who, I mean, what's his name again? He's like, he hasn't played competitively on a team for a long time, and so I think that, I don't know. I don't know who the heck Curse LV gets, but I think Tipsy would be good on one of the larger teams. I think he's proven that he's a good leader. He'd be a great follower. Like, he'd be, if he wasn't a captain anymore, he'd be great at it. So, yeah, I think that would be it, is that Just is going to break up completely and people will pick up the pieces, pick up the scraps. Where do the scraps land? I have no idea. So, speaking of FaZe, what the heck happened to FaZe? Like, what happened in that match? Because I didn't get to watch it.
They lost to Daughters.
FaZe did? I thought FaZe lost to SB.
Yeah, they got 3-0 by SB.
They got 3-0 by SB, but then they were playing
for 7 to 8
Daughters, right?
And they lost.
Mm-hmm.
What did they just fall apart, or what happened?
Daughters is a good team, man. I've been trying to tell people. Daughters is solid.
I'm talking about the SB game. Like, how did they just got beat? I mean, just because SB looked pretty weak against Indy, but I mean, was SB
honestly, I wasn't watching it.
So because who was playing at that time? Was that when Optic and Complexity were playing?
Was it? I'm not sure.
I think it was.
Yeah,
I think it was. Nobody watched it.
A lot of people missed it.
FaZe should stick to sniping. Oh man, somebody put that in the chat. That's just mean.
They don't even have a comp sniping team right now. Like e-sniping is that one.
Yeah. Pomage left and it fell apart.
Yeah.
That was
a smart business move on his part, though.
Yeah, he was getting abused. It's unfortunate that it ended up that way.
But he's doing great now, so I mean.
Yeah, that's what somebody did bring up. One more thing before we get off of the team changing thing.
Yeah,
is that I would really love to see Optic Nation bring a return back. Not necessarily. Yeah. I wouldn't take anyone off of Optic Gaming. I think that team. I mean, that team has only been teaming for 2 events now, and they are placing top 3rd or top 3. So I think that core team needs to stay together and just continue to work some kinks out. But I would love to see Optic bring on another organization or bring on another team, because it would just help grow their fan base even more, which would grow esports even more, in my opinion. So I don't know. I would love to see that.
I think you're right. I mean,
I agree.
but at the same time, that's just way like a lot more money that you have to put into travel and all that stuff.
Yeah,
true.
shipping.
Then
Yeah,
it's not like
shipping
they don't
2
have
teams.
it. But
Yeah, they would have to.
I think with one, they do perfectly well. You know.
Well, that's what people don't realize is how much money they get from like sponsors and stuff.
Yep.
They, and when you're a team like Optic Gaming, your sponsors pay you a lot, and so they take good care of them, not just with giving them headsets and stuff, but they actually get money. And that's how they're able to give these guys salaries. And I think, like, I was thinking about it, like, I think Complexity needed to win this tournament because I'm just going to say an unnamed individual that I talked on Skype with. You guys can guess whatever you want, but an unnamed individual that's pretty known in Call of Duty that I talked with on Skype basically said that one of the reasons Optic is better off social media wise, money wise, like the players as individuals, is because Hex pushes them for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he makes sure that he helped Nade basically build his channel, and he told him he could do this and he could do that. And one of the things that he tells his players is, like when Hex came on the scene, he didn't say, "Oh, I can't be as big as all these other guys." When he started a sniping team, and when FaZe passed him, he wasn't like, "Oh, I should just quit." I'm just never gonna. Optic is dead. And even when his team wasn't winning, it's like he's always looking for ways to do it, and he's encouraged Nade, Scump, all those guys. And what the thing was is that the individual I was talking to was saying basically that the other like team owners, they don't do that. Like, they don't push their players. Like the Complexity owner, the guy that was hugging them at the end, he doesn't push TP and Karma and Crim6 like to up their branding on YouTube and on it's be who you want, act how you want. It's not even like represent the organization professionally. And there's you guys, everybody notices Optic has there's something different about the way they treat each other and the way they treat other people. Now they've had their odd moments, like when they went through Roster Mania, and when they dropped Merc, it just started this train wreck of them acting a little different for a while. But I think that if Complexity, like I think they deserve this win because even though they've won, 30,000 here and 25,000 here and 30,000 there, they need that money, like as players. Now they have contracts, and I think they get paid a reasonable salary, for Call of Duty players, but it's nothing compared to, what Nade or Scump or even JCap, because he picked up 100,000 subscribers the 5 minutes that he was on Optic, and so it's like, for 2 months.
Juice.
Yeah, I mean, 2 months you pick up 100,000 subscribers. Imbos is approaching 100,000 subscribers. I mean, they're not getting that type of money. They're not getting that at all. They're not getting that Twitch money because they can't stream on Twitch or something like that, isn't it? Like, isn't it Complexity that they can't stream on
MLG, yeah.
MLG.TV? Can they stream on Twitch? Or is that where
they're sponsored by Twitch.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's weird.
Complexity is sponsored by Twitch, and I'm not gonna say that. Never mind.
Okay. So what do you guys think about that? Like, do you think that I mean, I think that's where people start to get mad about Optic because they have this, social media advantage over everyone. But everything starts at the top, and I think that Hex has set up a culture, I guess, where that's important. That's an important part of their team, is your social media presence and who you are and how you are. And I know that every time they get on and start beefing, I know that, Hex probably sends them a DM like, "Hey, bro, chill out. Just let it go. Just whatever Aches wants to say, let him say it. Like, let it slide." But then you see teams like Complexity and SB just going at each other on Twitter, and just almost like you can hear them yelling, on Twitter. And so I think that's, in my mind, why I think Complexity deserved actually to win, as much as nobody wanted them to, and nobody was clapping when they were getting their check.
Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah.
Well, do you think there's a way to change that though?
No, there's not a way. I mean, the only way to change that is
to
continue to grow. As we continue to grow, people will get more. Because I mean, obviously, right now we have so many TK, Optic, and EnVyus fans, and that those 3 teams make up the core of our group. But as we continue to grow, then every team will get more fans and more fans. So I think that's the only fix.
People won't like them till they lose.
Yeah, exactly. Because if you remember, we talked about this yesterday. Everybody loved Complexity the minute they beat Impact.
Exactly.
And I was there. Everybody was rooting for them in Anaheim.
Yeah.
And people screamed at the top of their lungs when they were holding the checkup. But then, just like baseball or football, everybody's gonna hate the person on top. Everybody hates the Yankees. They might not always win it, but they're always right up there and doing good. And one other thing, like if you notice, we love TK, we love Optic, we love Envy. Well, they also do a really good job of like social media stuff, like you were saying. And Complexity, I think if they actually started like streaming and being nice to people in the stream and stuff like that,
it does make a difference. Yeah,
it makes a huge difference because when if you go into Crim6's stream and he's like, oh hey, what's up, so and so, let's see, BDG Holer, I don't know how you say that, like, that makes you endearing, and that's what people like, and that's something that I think Complexity lacks. And I'm not saying they're not nice guys, because I've met them in person and they are like super really nice guys. And
yeah, I remember you said that before. You said, I don't know if it was in one of your videos, but I remember you mentioning that the Complexity guys are all really nice when you meet them in person. But you might, well, I can say that from looks, like TP's always seemed like a nice guy. Like, I mean, even at regionals when he said, I'd like my buddies, my friends at Optic to win, but I'm really pulling for SB so we can play them again, or whatever it was, whoever they were playing. But I was like, you want Optic? What? Your friends? Like, it kind of like hit me like, what? With everything that just happened with the Blacklist and Aches and Nadeshot and, the famous shove, and, it's kind of, they're the team that everybody loves to hate. I mean, you're right, and I guess social media wise that doesn't bode well. So
they just play the villains.
This is a question that I actually was hoping came up. So, if you had to make a dream team without Complexity players, who would be on it?
Delashi.
Somebody said that in the chat.
Wait, what?
Just four Delashis would be my dream team. All right, whoever's next, go.
4 Delashis, okay.
I don't even know what that means. Well, that must be like a young person thing. I'm too old.
No,
Hitch, stop being young.
He's on Daughters, right? Is he on Daughters?
I'm just kidding.
What team is he on?
He was.
Who's Delashi? Who is that?
I forgot what team he was on, honestly, but he was on like an African team or something.
Oh my gosh!
I can't remember.
So that'd be like me saying, I want 4
hashtag Delashi. Everybody.
I want 4 curse attaches.
Oh, Korean. He was on the Korean team. All right.
Oh my gosh! All right, go ahead, Fatty.
All right, I'd want Scump, Theory.
Ooh. Good pick.
I'm having a hard time between Clayster and Merc. I'd probably have to say Clayster. And I would probably say John, honestly.
What?
Denial John?
Wow.
Yeah. Because, I think under the right circumstances, he's the best Slayer in the game. That's just me. Under the right circumstances. It doesn't happen all the time, but I think you get him a really good coach, and he could be like absolutely ridiculous. And if I wasn't gonna say John, I would say Study, because I think he's about to grow into his shell.
Some of these teams people are putting in the chat.
Oh, they're amazing.
Somebody said Big T, Revan, JCap, and Sensor.
Nameless, Formal, Apathy, and Swami.
I like the one thing I'll say though is that the fact that in this chat I'm seeing EU players listed in people's top 4 is really, that's what COD Champs does.
It's amazing. Yes.
It grows the game, and I think that's actually good. I'm happy that I'm seeing that. Scump, Clayster, Saints, and Theory. That's a good team. Blaze. Who's your 4?
Probably Scump, Karma, TP, and Clay.
Wait, he said you couldn't use complexity people.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's right.
Jesus. Oh.
Yeah, I would have. I would have
Yeah,
said.
who wouldn't put Karma on there?
I would have said X, TP, Karma,
and Crib
Crib
Six.
6. But,
Oh, my.
Yeah. Somebody put Kingdom on their team. Kingdom,
Somebody
Smiting,
put-
Blaze, and Hitch.
dude, we would lose every match.
We're gonna be
Yeah, we suck. Have you seen me play Call of Duty
the
Ghosts?
old men of non-optic.
Everybody would think Rambo's washed. Look at Smiting Fatty. I was never dirty to begin with.
Oh my gosh. Who are your top 4? Blaze. Can't pick.
I don't know. I guess I'd replace TP with Nameless, maybe? I don't know.
Good one.
Based
Nameless has been going off, man.
on champs, I would say
It's so hard to pick a team like that.
Clayster, Nameless, Scump. What is that?
What the hell is that?
I don't even
Somebody's
hear it. Oh,
Must
hold
be
on.
you then.
Oh, am I?
What the hell is that?
I don't know. He's going to fix something. We have to ask him what that was. It was like a tidal wave in his house. What was that?
That was my furnace.
It sounded like there was a tsunami in your house or something like.
I don't live in a very big home.
Is that your whole house? Like what we can see right there?
Yeah, it's like 4x6.
No bedrooms. Your kid just sleeps. Like,
No,
right
they're actually
behind you
laying on the floor behind me on little futons.
I would pick. Who did I say? I said Nameless, Scump. I don't remember who my. Oh, Clayster. I hate picking 2 players from the same team. Nameless, Scump, Clayster, and. Oh man, that's hard. Nameless, Scump, Clayster. Theory. He's a great.
See, we pretty much have the same thing.
Yeah, he's a great OBJ.
Yeah, Theory's one of the best players in the game. Nobody just realizes it. You know, he's kind of one of those quiet and doing the work.
They would have realized it if he would have taken that check home. I'm so shocked that TK finished where they did. That really, man, I'm still. Can you please unmod people? They keep banning me. Chill out, mods. There's not a lot of you in the chat.
Don't be a jerk.
I haven't banned anybody.
Me neither.
I'm not a mod. I can't ban anybody.
Somebody asked, can we see Neslo TK happening?
Again?
Yeah.
No.
I don't think so.
TK's got their squad. They just had a bad tournament.
Ooh, could you see Optic Formal happening?
No.
Only if Clayster left.
Yeah, that's real. I agree. Optic Formal. That's actually...
I thought that was going to happen the first time around. Because I was thinking, like, I never thought Optic would pick up Clayster. I just didn't think he fit the mold. I guess he does. So.
Well, yeah, that was at the time, though, when Optic was like, will anybody please join us, please?
Yeah, that's true. They called me a couple times. I said no. I just teased. Like,
no,
I would say no.
I've already got a jersey.
Yeah. Please take me. I have a jersey.
Some of those shenanigans in reality were pretty much some of the worst I've seen, though, in competitive COD. Like, the whole thing that went down with LV, Nameless, Parasite, Ricky, Optic Gaming, Saints. Like, the way that all went down was just...
Stupid?
Pathetic?
Yeah.
Oh, it was the worst.
Watching Optic pick up and drop players, like, within weeks was just the weirdest.
Did they drop anyone?
No,
I don't think they even
left.
dropped anyone.
It was funny because Merc was
leaving.
like, or was it Merc that said, I'm the first person to leave? Because didn't he leave? Or was it Jake? Was it Merc that left?
No.
No, Mark got dropped.
Who was the first person to leave Optic Gaming?
Parasite?
Scumpii?
Scump.
Was it Scump?
Yeah, no one. Yeah, I think he was the only one that actually left.
And then Parasite left, Saints left, Ricky left.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
4 players left Optic Gaming, like
That
within a month.
ridiculous team they made.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Parasite would be a champs if he stayed on that roster.
I think they would have. Yeah, I think they would have done a lot better.
I think Scump, Nadeshot, Parasite, and Clayster is a ridiculously scary roster, and would have won champs. Like I think, to me, only if they could, like the fact that Clayster conceded to Nadeshot being the leader of the team and stuff like that. When I heard him say that, I was like, what? Like,
yeah, that was crazy.
When he said Matt is the leader and shot caller in game, I was like, Nadeshot?
No.
Really?
Clayster is.
He said it. Clayster said it. Maybe they changed it, but Clayster said it.
If you ever listen to the videos,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well,
it's always Clayster, and I think that's exactly what they needed was him to step it up. But
yeah, I think the key to Optic is that everybody can communicate. I think the only reason Nade would be the shot caller is because he dies more than like Clayster and Scumpii. Just being real, I'm gonna get spammed in the chat.
That's an odd reason, but all right.
Well, no, but in reality, he dies more, so he doesn't have to focus as much on gunfights. Like, you know, when you're dead and you're on respawn, you can talk more and you can look at the minimap more than if you're, you know, Scumpii. That's why the players like Scumpii and Karma, like, they had to train Karma on complexity to talk. Like, they actually had to get him to start talking. And when Crimsic stepped up and started talking because Clayster left, I could see that they immediately started talking to Karma. Because Karma on Black Ops 2, on listen-ins, you wouldn't even think he was in the game.
Yeah.
They just let him
and
do
then
what
he'd be like, yeah, I got 46 and 12. What's next? Good hard point, guys.
Because all he had to do is roam around and kill people.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yep.
And he tried to do that on Ghost, and it just doesn't work on next game. It doesn't work with domination. It doesn't work with blitz. Like, you have to talk. And so,
well, there's no lanes. That's the problem. There's like 13 entrances to everywhere.
It reminds me of that video with Revan. Did you ever see that? Revan!
I'm in kitchen. There's somebody at the front of the kitchen. Oh my God, there's a guy in kitchen. I'm on B. I'm looking at B. There's nobody here. I'm looking at kitchen. I'm looking in front kitchen. Oh my gosh, there's somebody here. I killed him. I got him. I'm good. Don't rotate. I'll stay. That video was ridiculous. That ended up being on my best competitive hits because it was pretty ridiculous. All right, let me look for a couple more questions before we get off. I'll take questions from the chat too.
Yeah, let's talk about something with champs. Like, all right, so what out of the whole champs experience, what did you have like what moment stood out to you the most? To you guys, I was just curious.
Mine's gonna be funny. I'll go first because mine is kind of funny.
Was it your iJustine picture?
No, which people tweeted at me after I said, they're like, "Was this what you were talking about yesterday?" They actually tweeted at me. No, it was actually the fact that goalie, because I was at church and I couldn't watch. Like, this dude texted me, like, play by play. Like, literally, like, when it was on Blitz and it was Indy versus Optic, he was telling me, like, 6-5, 6-6, 7-6, 8-6, 8-7, 8-8. Oh, they're tied. They're going to replay the map. And I'm just like, I felt like I was actually watching, you know, like, I was literally I'm driving home and I'm, like, looking at my text messages and letting it scroll up, and he's telling me everything. And for me, since the finals were so crappy, that was, or boring, I guess is the best way to say that. And, you know, nobody wants to lose like that, you know, getting 3-0'd and not even winning a single map. But I think for me, that was the most memorable part of COD Champs, was the fact that I didn't get to watch as many matches as I wanted. But I hit up goalie and I was like, hey man, keep me up to date. And then I remember I went to the bathroom like when I was at church and I pulled out my phone and I had like 16 missed messages, and I just looked and I knew everything just by looking at my text messages. So that was pretty dope for me. It made my COD Champs experience better. Because I was really sad that I couldn't watch.
Yeah.
What about you, Patty?
Mine was kind of similar. I was just surprised when I heard Optic beat Complexity in a respawn game, because I didn't know if that could ever happen. And I was sitting at church, and everybody was like tweeting it out, and I'm like, oh my gosh. But you know, overall, I thought it was a good champs thing up until the finals, and then I had nightmares of the Super Bowl, where it was just kind of boring and you knew the outcome after the first like 2 maps. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So other than that, I wish Envy would have taken a map or two to make it interesting.
At least one would have been great.
Yeah, I mean, at least the search and destroy was interesting. And
That was
complexity
good.
came back off of that. What was it 2-4 that they were down?
Yeah, and then it was 4-4, and then 5-4, and then 5-4. Yeah, it was. That was. I mean, yeah, the S&D was good. I mean, it was somewhat entertaining. You thought Envy was going to take it, and then it'd be 1-1. That changes everything.
Oh yeah.
You make it 1-1 in a best of 5, and it literally shifts the whole. Like it's like, okay, they have to win 2 more maps now. You know, it changes everything. So, but yeah, when they lost, I remember thinking in the last map is going to be Blitz. I was like, GG's. Like, they're not winning 6 before Complexity wins 1 more. It's just not going to happen. So
I got one more. So,
go ahead.
I'm sorry. You know, the Optic Envy game. You know, those games were awesome, and I thought Merc stepped it up huge towards the end of that Blitz, and then all of a sudden my computer like decided to freeze, and so I hit refresh on the stream, and I got like 6 Oculus commercials in a row. That was awesome. So
yeah, I think we all saw our fair share of Oculus commercials.
I'm not gonna watch that movie.
I think it's weird that MLG.TV, they do, like, you can do that on YouTube. I think if you choose on your videos to do like a specific commercial, I think it's weird that MLG.TV does that. Like, you always see the same commercial on most of their broadcasts over and over and over and over and over and over and over. And it's like, wouldn't they make more money like television if they let more companies advertise? But I guess not. I guess, you know,
It's probably they don't have that many that want to advertise.
Oh, advertisers? Yeah. I mean, I would, you know, drill it into somebody's head, and every single Call of Duty player is going to go watch Oculus now. I mean, maybe that's the way they think. What about you, Hitch? What were your memorable moments?
Memorable moments, man. I could just list them. All of Nameless's 1v3s. Those were incredible. Nate Shot's 9-piece. TP going crazy second half. Sovereign against Optic.
Yeah.
That was probably the best I've ever seen TP ever play. That was crazy. I don't know. There's the strat. The last Optic strat.
The Optic red alley.
Red push?
Yeah, the red push. Yeah, Theory, his very first game, dropped 49 kills.
Okay, wait. He dropped 49 kills in the whole game, right?
Yeah.
Somebody on stream, I don't know if it was Puckett or... Because I think Puckett was like, I haven't seen any team drop 18... It was Complexity was playing someone, and they're like, I haven't seen any team drop 8... It was Puckett that said, I haven't seen any team drop 18 caps. And I don't know who he was casting with. I thought it was Benson. But he was like, well, TK dropped 33 on a team earlier. They dropped 33 blitz caps, and Theory had... And he said Theory had 49 on one side of domination. I was like, there's no way.
Not on
5 minutes.
That'd be crazy.
He drops a 50 bomb on one half like that.
Just been like
He was playing bots, though.
Oh, yikes. Are they called the T1 botters now? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, no, I'm just saying if he was going to get 50 kills.
Yeah, you can't let anybody drop 49 kills on you. Who was the team that got dropped because they quit, like they rage quit on pool play? They just in the middle of the match just got up.
South Korean team or something like that.
No, it was the Denmark team. It's like something.
Yeah, they just quit. Like we're done.
Then they got dropped.
I saw that they got dropped on Twitter. That was kind of unfortunate.
I thought it had something to do with like account recovering or something like that.
Really?
No, that was the team from Brazil.
Oh, they didn't even get to play. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, we're talking about a team that like actually rage quit.
Thought you were talking about.
They just stopped playing. But was there a team that only had 3 players show up? I thought that was them.
Nah.
They played with only 3 players?
No.
Clarity was the team with 3 players.
So how did that work out? Like I just heard
kind of a fail is
I
that?
just heard a little bit of that.
They just played. I mean, they just went there and played with 3 players. I think they got 7 points in domination against Envy. Something like that.
Oh, somebody find that VOD. That would be actually pretty fucking fun.
Somebody asked, do we think Mad Cat or Jerd could move into the LV house with Parasite? That's a possibility.
I think Jerd could play on their team.
Mad Cat's an animal. I think he could play
on any.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Anybody can pick up him.
Yeah, Swanee, I think is the same way. Swanee. Yeah, there's a lot of good EU players. They don't get enough credit.
Oh, they said the
You can
team
say
that
the same
had
thing about Australia.
the team that had 3 people, their player had visa issues, like they couldn't travel.
He got
that
detained at
sucks.
the airport.
He's like, well, I'm a professional Call of Duty player. What is Call of Duty?
Oh. You shoot people and plant bombs. Oh.
Go back to the. Oh yeah, what if he said something like that? But I'm the bomb carrier on Warhawk.
I was a bomb carrier. All right, come with me.
All right, so who was your guys' favorite duo for casting?
Ooh.
Fwiz and Puckett.
Fwiz and Puckett.
Fluckett.
Really, Blaze and Puckett? You never heard that before, Hitch?
No, I've never heard that.
I've never heard that either. I like Benson and Golden Boy the best. I
Yes,
think
that's
they
my
have the
duo.
best.
It's because we're
The
old,
best.
Fatty. That's the reason.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Who do you think is the best? I'm sorry, I wasn't listening.
Golden Boy and Benson.
Oh,
Golden
okay.
Boy. I just like their antics, their banter.
Yep.
Um,
They fought a lot. They argued, and it was funny because it wasn't like they were mad, but they just picked at each other the whole time. And then I was telling somebody, I think it was Goalie last night, like Benson would say the most random. He'd be in the middle of like, oh, and then Proofy runs down the middle. He's got the reflexes of a Ninja Turtle. And I'm like, how does he even know what a Ninja Turtle is? Like, where does he get these statements from? Like, he was throwing out random statements that were like, I mean, you guys know how it is, and I'm sure you do in the chat as well, but like when someone with a foreign accent says something that we would say normally, it just sounds funny. And Benson he's been in America for a long time, so he's throwing out stuff, and I was dying. I mean, I just thought it was funny. And Golden Boy, whenever something's hype, he kind of, he does that, like, in those hype moments. He handles the hype moments really well. Revan was one of the best, actually, at handling the hype moments, like, as a caster. Like, when Optic Van happened and Revan was casting, like, that was classic.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, that makes the moment. Like, if you have a bad caster, it doesn't matter what happens. It could be the most... Optic Van could have been boring if the casters didn't say anything.
Yeah.
You'd be like, oh, the van just blew up and killed Killer. We didn't get to cap the flag. Well, Optic wins, guys. High five, Optic. You know, it's like the fact that he was like screaming at the top of his lungs and stood up while casting is like, that's huge, you know? And Puckett's like just probably staring at him like, why are you screaming, bro? Calm down.
Do you have like a best moment in casting history, like that comes off the top of your head?
I do.
You have the best English accent ever, Kingdom.
Oh, thank you. I'm
not being sarcastic either. I'm never sarcastic to anybody. So
really, I have a good Indian accent too, but it sounds really racist, so I'm not gonna do it.
I think
it's a good one though. I can convince you.
You have to do it.
If I talk to you on the phone, you guys would be like, "Get the stream to 1,000," and I'll do an Indian accent before we get off the stream. So
retweeting right now.
Oh my gosh, this is gonna be bad. I'm gonna get banned from Twitch
for being a racist.
Yes, that's what I Am Palin just said it when Nifty killed JCap at UMG, and then capped in the last second against Envy. And if you just go and back and listen to that, Golden Boy, like nobody could have done that better than Golden Boy did. It was crazy.
Yep. Well, think about Golden Boy's casting of the famous Envy bomb. The famous choke that when Envy was playing Denial and the bomb blew up.
Oh yeah.
At was it Columbus or Philly? One of the two.
Yeah,
and Golden Boy was screaming. He was like, and he was just, I don't even know what he was saying, but it was perfect. Like he's just screaming at the top of his lungs, and it made the moment. And I think, of course, the world famous Benson Karma's Ninja Diffuse 1v3.
Oh yes, that was such a good moment.
That was a classic casting moment.
My other one is with Benson, and it was the 3-piece with Scump.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that was insane.
Well, I think everybody knows Big Timer's famous his own casting of himself when he got his 3-piece in Capture the Flag, and then he did a video over it and was like, "I and he's like screaming at the camera. Everybody knows that. Like the minute you say I got a 2-piece, everybody's like they just immediately think big timer. That's just the power of Optic. Gandhi and Golden Boy. I didn't get to see them cast together.
I saw it once.
I actually didn't get to see Gandhi
together,
at all.
but I just think Benson and Golden Boy are better together.
Yeah,
I love Gandhi though. He's awesome.
Benson's the man. All right, you guys are really failing here. I'm gonna cut off the stream in a second.
Hold on. I'm tweeting out your stream. You'll see it.
Oh gosh, what are you gonna say? Something ridiculous. Do you guys think? Oh yeah, you just answered that question.
Gotta be
awesome. A lot of people said Bioacid. I like Bioacid's casting. Maven was fun. You know, Maven, he looked different to me. I don't know if it hasn't been.
Oh great!
If it's been a while since I've seen him cast, but he did a good job. He almost looks like Joe Rogan.
Oh my gosh.
Sharp just tweeted, "I'm gonna start blocking a lot of people on Twitter." He's probably getting attacked.
All Optic fans.
Not even Optic fans, just TK fans are probably like, "Whoa, you guys choke, blah blah blah." Nameless. When I get home, I'm running S&D tournaments. Be happy and chill and have a party.
I was gonna say, I had a bottle of Ciroc.
Bottle of Ciroc.
Oh dang! Hex said that Optic is going to watch sounds like a Lakers game.
Oh, cool. Good for them. Watch the Lakers lose.
No, I cannot see.
They're amazing. They're amazing this year.
The Lakers?
Yeah,
amazingly horrible.
Amazing at sucking. I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah.
I'm looking for your tweet, Blaze. I don't see it.
Yeah, well.
Come here for an amazing Indian accent.
we lost viewers as soon as he tweeted that.
We did actually. It dropped like 30 people.
Yeah.
Stainville proof apathy scump. Study envy 3-piece in bar. I didn't see that.
You didn't see that? Oh my gosh! It wasn't actually a 3-piece because.
Oh, I did see it. Never mind, I did see it. And Merc killed him, right? Or did the last guy kill him?
Yeah, maybe it was a 3-piece and then Merc just killed him.
Yeah, I think it was a 3-piece and then Merc killed him. If I were Study, I would have wanted the quad and I would have killed Merc. Just for the quad speed. Like, yeah, I just got a quad in competitive. Get away from me. Yeah, Study went. He has a promising future in competitive COD. How long? Like, you may know better than me, Fatty and Hitch, because you guys are around these guys. But how long do people play? Like, when does someone retire? Like, is there an actual age where people just
when they want to?
Yeah, I think in this community, you kind of retire once you get bored of it, or once you don't really want to put all of that time. Because I mean, I put a lot of time into doing stuff. I know Smiting does too, but these guys put in probably 3 times as much time, effort, and money into what they do than anybody else on the scene. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's real.
But you look at somebody like, say, Foreplay. I mean, he's been doing it for just about a decade.
I keep wondering why he doesn't retire.
Because he's still making money.
Foreplay, yeah.
Playing?
No, well, he works for Gamma.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, playing and his YouTube is kind of dying. Like, he could actually switch over to vlogging and maybe make a stab at it, like, because he has a good number of subscribers, but he doesn't get a lot of views on his videos. I tried to recommend him to my subs and sent some people over there because people were like, "I didn't know you helped start Envy," and I was like, "Astro wasn't around when Envy was actually started." Like,
yeah, he is the like.
People don't know that, but yeah, he was on the original squad. He's one of those guys that he says, and he said in a video, when I'm done playing, I'm going to coach Indy. Like,
that'll be the day.
Not I'm going to ask Astro. I'm going to.
He's one of the few people that I think could actually take the coaching role to a new level. That's what I was saying about Rambo when Rambo was going to be a coach, because people were saying that Rambo had like a playbook or whatever about he was watching other people's streams, and I feel like Foreplay is that kind of person because Foreplay came from playing. I don't know if you guys know this, but he came from playing football collegiately.
Yeah.
So like he's big on teamwork and big on making like being like a leader, I guess.
Yeah.
And so I think that he would be a phenomenal coach, or will be a phenomenal coach.
What was that, Blaze? A random sippy cup?
No, there's yeah. I was like looking around for a drink, and I was like, "Oh, this is just an old sippy cup that used to have chocolate milk in it."
Oh, that's gross. Don't look inside of there. It's got to be moldy.
Oh, it's only from like 2 hours ago. It's good.
Oh, I was gonna say, open it and snip it for the stream.
Oh,
I think they
okay.
Make me gag over here.
I agree with you on foreplay. I think that he's mentally, the way he talks in his videos and stuff, like his motivational rants, just the stuff he does on his channel. Like, I really like his content. It's very diverse, which is it's hard to keep track of. But when he used to do, what was the series he used to do with Stainville? He used to have a series where they broke down like little pieces of gameplay. I don't even remember what it was called on the EnVy channel. When they
play or something like that. I game, something like that.
Yeah, I game, yeah. And he had a pro series thing he did that he did this pro series for like there was like 40 videos in it, and I watched every single one of them, and it was on Modern Warfare 3, and they were great. I mean, he just broke the game down so well, and I think he might as well just retire and coach, like. And I could hear in his voice in the video that like he's not happy that people see Hastro as like the face of EnVy, like it's Hastro's team. EnVy, they're gonna win for Hastro. But Foreplay owns just as much, and he actually is involved in the decisions, and so he just does it behind the scenes, and he's comfortable being that person. So, all right, I'm gonna probably do my Indian accent in a second. I'm sure we're getting near an hour. I have no idea how long we've been recording.
I think it's actually been longer, but
yeah.
Well, remember it broke up at one point. So.
Oh yeah, that's right. It crapped out on us.
Well, we've been on the call for an hour and a half.
Yeah, so it's probably about an hour.
Yeah.
That ain't bad.
So any last words from you guys about Champs?
I think it was phenomenal. I think it was a huge step in the right direction, or a bigger step in the right direction towards where we want esports to go, and I'm excited about it.
Yeah, it was a lot better than I expected. I mean, it wasn't as hype as Black Ops 2, but I don't know. I mean, it lived up to a lot more than I thought it would. I mean, when you had the top 3 of EnVy, Optic, and Complexity, like that made watching it that much more fun. So
yeah, I agree with both of those statements. I think it's awesome. I love to see Call of Duty esports grow like this, and I think the production was beautiful. The venue, I wish I could have been there. The venue looked amazing. And from what I hear already is we had twice the number of viewers as we did last year.
Wow.
So I want to say somebody tweeted that out. I saw that somewhere. So, that means that we're growing, and you see EnVy pick up a sponsor like Monster. We're having more tournaments now so that they'll come in. I actually approached Monster saying, why don't you do this? And they DM'd me and said, because you don't have enough tournaments. Well, that shows we're growing. It shows we're having the tournaments to get those bigger sponsors, and that's exactly what we need.
You guys see that?
Yeah, it was awesome.
My son's trying to attack me with a toy.
I missed it.
So I think COD Champs was amazing. I think that I do agree with some of the players that were talking about. Okay, back up. I do agree with some of the players that were talking about that we should do 4 $250,000 tournaments instead of $1 million tournament. If it's affordable, Hitch does not agree with me.
I like that idea.
I think it would be, especially if they're gonna, because they're basically almost making LAN insignificant. They're making it so that they're probably gonna have like 2, maybe 3 max LANs, but they're probably gonna be invitationals like PAX, so they don't have to fly out a lot of teams. They don't have to buy a lot of Xboxes. They don't have to buy a lot of copies of Ghosts. It's like it's so much less expensive to do online tournaments. Like the League, you can see that that's the direction MLG is going. I hope they figure out ways to lower host advantage and stuff like that, but I think that COD Champs, I think it's the best. I think that they brought their best production. Someone disagreed with me on Twitter, but I thought the production was amazing.
Yeah, that was great.
I thought that that Corey Dunn, like tweeting out, what do you guys want to see? and I tweeted at him. I said, put the team names or the team symbols or something up in the top, so that when we're looking at it, we don't have to guess who's Ghost and who's Federation, like based on the score. And he was like,
did it.
Yeah.
yeah, and he did it. You know, he actually put their, you know, he was like, yeah, we were thinking about putting the logos up there, blah, blah, blah. You know, thanks for the feedback. And I think they're getting to a new level where, like, they had replays that were done and edited just like you would see at, like, a football game or a basketball game.
It was amazing.
I noticed that too.
That's
I was
It
impressed.
was like the
with
first time we've ever seen that. It was,
Yeah.
that was really great.
No, I did a replay in Philly.
You did?
Yeah.
How'd you do? You just
They have a little machine that does it, but I don't know if you like. Yeah. So
we're proud of you, Fatty. You did it first.
yeah. We actually, we did.
They're
first.
amazing.
It was horrible. It was
That's what you.
But no, so you know they're trying stuff like that, and you know that just shows the growth. And they actually, I think they perfected it this time. So
they perfected
it'll
a
get
lot.
even better and better.
It was really, really, as much as you can complain about, you know, having to watch everything on MLG TV, blah blah blah. The chat sucks. I hate tweeting stuff out. I hate all the commercials. The IDD. I want to use ad blocker. Whatever it is. Like the real deal is that what they're doing is they're trying to make it so that what we love about it and what we love about watching competitive Call of Duty is way bigger than the stuff that may annoy us a little bit. And so I think that COD Champs, it was so entertaining in the way that you didn't even really realize what was going on, but it was so entertaining that the stuff that drives you crazy, you didn't really have much time to complain because you were watching great matches. You know, even though the finals could have been better, you know, could have been more entertaining, could have went longer. Like finals last year, I mean, if they would have had a finals like that where it went to game 11,
It would have been awesome.
the views would have been stupid. Like people would have left the LOL tournament to come see the, you know, game 11 EnVy versus Complexity for $400,000. You know, it would have been amazing to tweet that kind of stuff out. But you know, it just didn't happen. Complexity steamrolled. So, and the last thing I'll say is, look at my dot when I'm talking to you. Peace out, guys.
Right, yep, come on, God.
Oh my